Hello, everyone. This is Mean Girls Interrupted.
This is a movie discussion podcast.
Yes, movie discussion podcast where we just talk about movies.
We talk about movies. We have one movie in mind when we start, and then we jump the tracks and we go everywhere, all over.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you want to know what I have saved here? Sorry.
no.
Before we get into it, on our
Yeah.
Zoom background, this is recorded via Zoom. Remember whenever I was really into it and I was like,
oh, yes, they cloned Tyrone. I love that movie.
And then it was my background the entire time.
Yeah, I did like that. Wait,
Oh
how
my
did you get that?
Yeah, you just like get a JPEG from the internet and you just put it as your background.
Oh, should we do that for
Wow, we've been doing this for a long time. Now I'm like forgetting about
John. It's over 2 years we've been doing this. Hi, I'm Travis, and that's John, who I was just talking to.
Yeah, we are on the internet right now, and we are talking about a movie, and that movie is Nosferatu.
Yes, it is.
It came out on Christmas Day.
Yes, it is appropriate.
On Christmas Day movie and film, and it is a movie that we watched. And it is a movie that we are going to discuss and talk about and review at the end and share our ultimate thoughts about said film. And it is Travis.
And John.
We did see this in the movie theaters. So
yes,
trailer talk.
Yes, trailer talk. Okay.
What trailers did you have?
Ballerina.
Yeah.
Ballerina. The John Wick one.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Another war one. There was like another war one with that guy that he had like the major glow up. I can't remember his name. He looked like Sid from Toy Story. His name escapes me, but he doesn't look like that anymore.
I know he's from Midsommar or whatever.
Yes.
I know. Yes. All you had to say was Sid from Toy Story.
Yes.
And I was there.
Yeah. So it's good. I don't know how that movie's going to be, but it's something or other.
Yeah.
And what else did I get? They were all kind of boring. Oh, there was one where the Quaid kid from Boys.
Is it I got two Quaid ones.
There's one where he feels no pain.
That one.
Which I was like, that could be interesting.
But also it's like, isn't it a movie we've already seen a million times, but with a zanier twist?
Yeah, it's pretty zany. So we'll see, though. I will likely see it because I know my redacted will want to go.
Yeah, because it's one of the what they're really putting forward in that movie is isn't it called Novocaine?
Is it?
I think because his nickname is Novocaine because it's a known thing. He can't feel pain.
Oh,
and he uses it as like a superpower to like find some girl or something. And he's like reaching for guns and fry oil.
Yes. And his fingers look like
and he fires the gun and I'm like, no, that gun is done for.
No, that gun doesn't work anymore.
That gun doesn't work. It hasn't worked for the last like 5 minutes.
No,
since it fell into a vat of boiling hot oil.
Yeah, it is not working.
Sorry about your hand though.
Oh, yes. So what about you? What trailers did you get outside of Mr. Quaid? And
the other Quaid one was like something with like the girl from Heretic, supermodel. Whatever her name is.
Supermodel of the world?
Yeah. Oh, you know, like her
Kaia Gerber.
Did you see Heretic?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh gosh, darn it!
I know you saw it twice, and I'm dying to see it, but I haven't. I don't know where it's streaming yet, and it's not in theaters.
I don't think it is streaming yet. I think they're waiting or something. I think you can buy it on demand for sure. But
I'm gonna have to wait because I'm not gonna spend $20 unless I have somebody else to watch it with. For me, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But I'll go buy a skin on the video game I watch or play for $20.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about because in my little mobile video game, I too will not pay cash, only the in-game currency for skins and avatars and things.
I have actually used real cash money,
hard-earned dollars,
But you know
right
what?
In the trash, just kidding.
Right in the trash. But here's the reason why: because I love it. And it brings me joy. And I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
spending my money on other things now.
You know what? I take it back. It's not throwing it in the trash.
Well, no, I mean,
It's throwing it in the joy.
no, it literally is throwing it in the trash because it means nothing.
No, it does mean something. And you just proved that to me.
Oh,
And I'm
oh,
sorry. And I apologize.
no, you shouldn't.
But
I'm trying to figure out how to change my background, John, and I can't. I have a picture for it.
did you find one?
Yes. Like, yes,
Oh.
I did.
Well, yes. You just go to window. Nope. You just go to video or whatever.
Yeah.
Your little ellipses, your little blue ellipses.
Oh, let me
And
see. My little ellipses at more.
yeah, and then you go to choose a video filter, and then
Oh,
you go to virtual backgrounds, and then you
okay.
do scroll all the way down.
Video settings. Video. I don't know how to
Hmm.
do this.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. Actually, I don't know
I
how
don't
I
know
did
how.
it.
I don't know how
I
you
don't
did
know.
that.
I don't know how I did it. But anyway,
Oh,
a Nosferatu is the
yes,
movie. Oh, I did get a trailer for 28 years later.
I did not.
It looks it looks good.
Who's in it?
Killian
He's
Murphy's
back.
reanimated corpse. You
Oh,
get you get a flash of him as like this like emaciated zombie.
really?
Yeah.
Why does he die?
I don't apparently he did. I don't know.
Weird.
It's 28 years later, it's a whole new crew.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm down. I'm down. I loved.
we'll
I
see it.
So, do you want to know what's fucked up? Actually, so
Mm,
I've never watched 28 Weeks Later, and here's why.
mhm,
I love 28 Days Later, and I went and bought 28 Weeks Later from where did I get it from?
mhm.
I guess it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It had the plastic covering over it. And when I got it home and I opened it, there was no movie in it.
Wow, that's
There
a
was
real sore spot, a
no
sour
DVD,
taste in your
no
mouth.
DVD in it. And I was like, oh, okay, work or don't.
Oh,
So,
Travis is playing with filters, and
yes, yes, yes.
you can see this whenever we upload the video
Yeah.
at some point in time in the future.
Yeah, in the future, if we do.
um. So,
The
before
movie
we
we
get
are
into it,
talking about is Nosferatu, just FYI.
Nosferatu. Let's go through the stats.
Yes.
Um, so this movie is heavily marketed by
Yes.
by Focus Features, which is it's NBC Universal, Comcast, all the stuff.
Yes.
So this is a Dracula adjacent movie, and obviously, if you are new to the world, I guess, this is a remake of a classic silent film of the same
1922.
name.
1922, black and
Yeah,
white.
a German silent film, which a lot of great classic German expressionist films were of the silent film era and were crazy, like Nosferatu and The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Oh, what
If
do you think he had in his cabinet?
I definitely a somnambulist, a sleepwalker, which this movie also heavily features.
Sleepwalking.
Sleepwalking, it's a
Yes,
thing,
it does.
girls.
Yes, it does.
But I always find sleepwalking to be like interesting in movies
Like
as
kind of cute though.
like kind of hot.
Yeah, like oh, she has no control over what she's doing right now.
She could just do anything, like have intercourse with the vampire.
Oh yes, yes,
Like,
yes. Sloppy, sloppy
ooh.
sex with the vampire.
Yeah. So let's see here. It's directed by Robert Eggers,
Yes.
who did Witch,
We love Witch.
which launched um, um, Doe Eyes into stardom.
Yes, it catapulted Anya Taylor Joy all the way into the stars.
All the way into the stars. She's still there.
She is still there.
Sometimes you can see her. Let's see. So yeah, Robert Eggers, Bram Stoker inspired the original Nosferatu, obviously, and then this is a remake of not the Bram Stoker, but the German film. And so but I don't know if you notice these little things within it. He does pay homage
To the old.
to Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, he did?
Really does.
Oh, I
Goes
didn't.
there.
I guess I didn't notice. I did like
Yeah.
that they we'll talk about it late. We'll talk about it later. There are some things that I noticed and did
Yeah.
love.
Yeah. So it stars Lily-Rose Depp
Yeah.
as Ellen Hutter and
Yes.
Nicholas Hoult as Thomas Hutter, which, fun fact, he remember Renfield?
Yeah, of course I remember. I loved that movie.
He's
Like,
Renfield,
yeah, I know.
who's a character in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh shit!
So
Snaps. So he's going full circle.
He's double dipping into the world of the Bram Stoker Dracula.
We do like that.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård as Count Orlok.
Yes,
He's maintaining his creepy monster stuff.
He's good at it.
Yeah, he did Pennywise, classic.
He's good at it.
Yeah, it's those weird wall eyes.
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson as some guy who's kind of a dick. You gotta have it.
Mm-hmm. Like I wouldn't not.
Yeah,
like
very
I wouldn't
true.
Not bend over.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, if he would have that, then yes, it'd be like cool, not a question. Willem Dafoe as crazy guy,
as usual,
as per usual. Emma Corrin as Anna Harding, and other people. So that's their core cast, and yeah, I would say it's a face card movie.
It is a face card movie. Not a single one declines.
Yeah, even though Bill Skarsgård is in full prosthetics, there's like a point where I'm just like, yes.
Like we're gonna have to talk about that mustache.
Are we gonna have to? We're gonna have to talk. It does feature heavily. It features heavily a mustache.
We're gonna have to talk about it at the end of this because I've got some things to say.
So Count Orlok has a mustache. Just to preface that. So
John, I did not know this going in. I'm not joking.
I wasn't aware of the mustache either.
I did not envision Orlok to look this way. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's bad. Please don't take it that way. I'm just saying that wasn't my vision.
It was unexpected.
For sure unexpected. I said, excuse me.
Not bad.
What?
Oh, really? Sorry.
And when we say mustache, I'm not talking like you guys, mustache. Like, I don't know any capitalized. The mustache was in all caps, everyone.
The mustache was all caps. Was it? There's a drill going on. I can't. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh, I threw my earbuds. I'm not cutting it.
Oh, that's okay. Don't you dare cut it.
Oh my gosh. There's a helicopter.
Oh, see, we love though. We do
love Hollywood.
We do.
Hollywood, everybody. Ooh, oh, there we go.
It's not working.
If you are on our...
Hold up. Whoa.
It's you are the green screen.
This is really weird. One of my trees is coming out of her nose.
Oh, that was great. So if you were on the visual medium enjoying that, Travis is attempting to put a Nosferatu virtual background on his Zoom square rectangle, whatever shape it is.
I think I have too much going on. So,
it's keying out his face in some areas. It's very ghostly. It's very like, ooh, now you see me. Now I'm just glasses.
I figured out how to do it. Now I'm finished.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so spoilers abound. Sorry about it, but we're just going to talk about this movie as if everyone has seen it. So if you haven't seen it, you just go ahead and stop listening right now, pressing that like and subscribe
Yes,
Giving us a
like and
5-star review.
It's seriously the easiest thing you can do. You're already on your phone. Just scroll down, give us 5 stars, and you can put on there, you can put mustache in all caps.
Yeah,
That's what you're going to write.
Mustache in all caps. All you have to do is mustache, and we'll know what you mean.
We know that you're talking about this episode. 5 stars.
Yeah.
We live in a world full of algorithms, despite nobody wanting to have to do that. Honestly, we did consent. That's how we could do this.
We said, hey, we're going to do it.
We didn't realize, everyone, that it would be so fucked up.
You got to be famous. You got to be famous. This movie, Travis,
it cost $50 million to make.
Yes, it did.
It made about 0.8 money back.
No, it didn't. Worldwide, it's at $56 million for its opening weekend. So it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
It's fine. I did not want this movie to flop, but I was like, Were
you alone in the theater?
No, there were actually quite a few people. I was shocked. Also, can I tell you, I did not go to an AMC. You guys are going to trip and you're going to be like, I went to a place called Fat Cats and I'd never been there in my entire. So I didn't know what Fat Cats was either. I saw it on the freeway. So when I'm driving, I see Fat Cats. And I was talking about going to this movie and my brother was like, oh, do you want to go see it? Like, do you think that we should go see it? And I'm like, well, sure. Yeah. And so he was like, well, there's a Fat Cats up the road. I'm like, the bowling alley? Because all I thought was like, it's an arcade and a bowling alley. John, it has everything in there. You walk in, it's got a bar, a bowling alley, an arcade. And then you have your theaters. And so I was like, there's no way. The tickets were just the same as they would be at any other movie theater. But also the stadium seating was better and the seats were hella comfortable.
I'm talking crazy.
So comfortable.
Is it specific to Arizona metropolitan area?
I have no idea.
I'm going to Google it.
I have no clue, but I went to a place called Fat Cats and I was like, wait,
this is Fat Cats?
Yeah, just Fat Cats. And I was like, wait, this was actually quite an enjoyable experience. And it was so clean.
Is it called Fat Cats Fun?
I think so.
Well, it's only clean because it's probably new.
No, it's been there forever. It's been there, I'm not even joking, for so long. And I drive by it every single day to work. And I'm like, oh, Fat Cats. How
is this a business? It's so crazy because, I'm going to tell you, it's only in a select number of communities. And I'm going to list them off to you right now. You know what they are?
Tell me.
They are Gilbert, Arizona, Mesa, Arizona, Queen Creek, Arizona, Surprise, Arizona,
surprise,
Bluffdale, Utah, Clinton, Utah, Saratoga Springs, Utah, Provo, Utah, and Rexburg, Idaho.
That is so weird. It's so weird. John, that place was packed. Not the theater. There was a bunch of people watching the movie. The whole parking lot was packed. I was like, there's people that actually come here.
I'm looking at the scroll on their website. It's like delicious looking pizza from a buffet. And then it goes to Craven the Hunter, which we won't see. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which we will see.
We will. John,
Moana 2, which we
that.
won't see.
We won't be discussing it here, but I will be watching it.
But I will be enjoying it in private.
I actually really love the first Moana.
I've never seen the first Moana.
John, get into it, girl.
But before we move on, back to Nosferatu, let me just link Nosferatu to Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Do you know where I'm going with this?
No.
Okay, because whenever I was watching this movie Nosferatu, and we finally get a face reveal from Count Orlok, the vampire of the movie, and
capital letters.
Yeah, we get an all caps mustache, and the bald head, and the nose prosthetic, and the John chin prosthetic, and just the general vibe was giving me Jim Carrey in Sonic the Hedgehog villain. Doctor, what's his name?
Not Dr. Evil. Why can't I remember his name? I know what you're talking about. And yes, you're 100% correct.
Right? I was like,
you're 100% correct.
What's that villain's name?
Let's
see.
I keep going back to Doofenshmirtz from
Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Oh my God.
But it's not that.
Shadow? No. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with us? We can just do a simple Google. Let's see. Jim Carrey, Sonic.
Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, Dr. Robotnik.
That's it, right?
I am going to screenshot something for you, and you tell me that this is not.
I'm looking at Jim Carrey as
Count
Dr. Robotnik, and they're the same person. It's the same picture. It's that meme from The Office where they're like, that's the same photo, and it's the same photo.
It's crazy. So that's what I was thinking about. And whenever I first got it, I was like, oh, Jim Carrey Sonic. That is Dr. Robotnik, but like decomposed in Victorian Germany.
Yes.
Which is wild.
It is.
Yeah. So
it really is.
I wonder how intentional that was. Probably not very. But yeah, anyway, so this movie features an interesting Count Orlok, which are you familiar with the original Count Orlok?
He does not look like this.
But are you familiar?
We dated briefly, so
do you know Count Orlok? He looks totally insane in the original silent film.
He really does.
So terrifyingly scary.
That's who I thought we were going to get.
Yeah, and he has like emotions and like scariness and like things like that. But I wonder. So yeah, like you got the pointy ears, you got the jagged buck teeth.
Yes, I love he looks like a demented rabbit.
A demented rabbit. Yes.
That's who he looks like.
Ooh, terrifying. I'm looking at pictures right now.
Yeah.
I did like the fingers of this iteration of Count Orlok. Very good, very amazing. Also, just like it's so terrifying that the original Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being in the 19 whatevers in 1922, going to the movie theater whenever like silent films are at their, like, you know, they've been relatively new for a time.
Yeah.
And just sitting down and then watching this come across the screen, you're like, what the hell?
Honestly, and they were barely out of the witch trials when Nosferatu came out, and like they had just passed the witch trials.
Yeah, and then the grand scheme of time and space, they're just like, Satan's real, and it's in movies.
Yes, it is, and that is the reason why they banned alcohol. Prohibition happened immediately after Nosferatu.
Like, you know what? We just got to be sober for a little while.
Listen, we can't be doing this to our brains.
Yeah. So Nosferatu. Great.
Okay.
So obviously Lily-Rose Depp is gonna act her fucking face off.
And did she ever?
Quite literally at points.
She did. It was like she was like shockingly good.
It did not shock me because I
didn't know.
I watched I watched The Idol on HBO Max, and I love that movie. I love that show. I stand behind The Idol. I want to on record.
I'm gonna watch it just because you love it so much, and if you love it that much, I probably will love it too. But I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared to watch it.
Dax couldn't watch it. It's unwatchable for him. But watching Lily-Rose Depp in The Idol, I was like
she's going places.
Oh, she's already there. We're just catching up.
I gotcha. So So no, you're not
behind.
I'm behind. You're relevant.
I know. I think largely the world is behind the Lily-Rose Depp train, and they need to catch up to it.
Okay. Well, listen.
Because it is always moving. It is going very fast.
I'm going to watch it this
week. It is
week.
committing super hard.
It's committing crimes.
It's committing so many crimes. I don't know. I think she's my favorite
she's
new actress.
Gorgeous.
I mean, yeah.
I
mean, look at her parents.
When
her parents are Vanessa Paradis and
Mm-mm.
that one.
Mm-mm. He never did it for me, and even more now. I'm like,
but you can appreciate the bone structure at least.
Listen, okay, I will give him this. Yes, he has a very good bone structure. I always trip though when people are like, "It's so hot." John, he never did it for me ever.
Yeah, he never really did it for me either.
He looked like if you put your nail on his face, anywhere on his body, and you scraped it, there would be something underneath your fingernail. I'm not even joking. I know that sounds crazy, but that is the vibes he always gave me. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah, a little grunge, a little grime.
Yes, and I just was never into it. And people are like, oh, yeah. No,
it wasn't for me either, to be honest, but I could appreciate like where all those cheekbones were.
He has great bone structure. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Yes, I can appreciate it.
And Vanessa Paradis also has like insane face.
Stunning.
So Lily-Rose Depp, welcome to the stage.
Welcome to the stage.
Oh, Lily-Rose Depp. She is the lead of this ensemble, and she is sort of just riddled with a lot of darkness.
Yeah,
she's whenever the camera always cuts to her, she's in a Tim Burton movie. She is like the walking Tim Burton movie, and everybody else is a lot brighter than she is. But she's Lydia Dietzing. She's Lydia Dietzing.
They are Lydia. They Lydia Dietzed her the house down.
They really did.
They did.
They really did. And also like she had her own color palette. Did you notice that?
Okay. We're going to get into the color palette of this.
Okay.
We're going to get into the color palette, but I did notice.
She had her own color palette in her costumery, and I was like, ooh.
John, her costumes were so good.
The colors of them, too. There were like these.
But can I tell you something?
Really like sad tones.
They were sad tones, but can I tell you that striped dress looked exactly like the one that they had Christina Ricci's character in Sleepy Hollow, where they showed it for 5 seconds. Yeah. 5 seconds at the end of Sleepy Hollow. I'm obsessed with that dress. By the way, that dress was hand painted.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lily-Rose Depp was wearing a version of that. When she turned around, I don't know if this was intentional or not. Nothing bothers me more than when the print doesn't line up. And the print on the back of her dress where the zipper meets, it didn't line up, John.
Oh, no.
It bothered the fuck out of me. And
I wonder if that's on purpose.
It has to be intentional because there's no way they could miss that. It didn't line up in so many spots. I'm like, okay, I understand that these things,
maybe
they're well-to-do.
Yeah.
They are well-to-do people. In that time, they would have had, I don't know.
But also the overall perfection of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a detail, like, when to notice, and maybe it's like to evoke a feeling of being off or out
being
of place.
Uncomfortable, because it felt and it was in that scene
being enraged.
It was in that scene where they're about to have sex, her and Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
And she is like, beep, bop, boop. And she goes into her little drama rant. Mm-hmm. They're having like little drama spat right then.
Oh, you know what? She ends up tearing that dress. Maybe they had to, maybe it was like a stunt dress and they overlooked it. Because they're like, she's going to tear it anyway. Maybe.
But still.
And the costume, like the seamstresses and the seamsters and the what's not. Yeah. Like, they're looking at that and being like, you know what? We probably should have gone the extra mile.
John, they should have gone the extra mile, because I'm not kidding. It really bothered me. I was like, no. Okay.
But
all right, I'm so sorry.
I know what you mean.
I love the rest of the costumes. I'm not joking. Even that one.
I didn't notice it, but I know exactly what you mean. And I also, or whenever something comes up at an angle, like a diamond shape, and then they're slightly.
Yep. John, But when you watch this movie again, because I know you will, if I know you well enough to know you will be watching this again, when it gets to that scene, she turns her back at the window. It is not even just slightly misaligned. It is like, bitch,
terribly misaligned.
Those glasses do not fit on your face, whore. Like, not slightly misaligned.
A lot misaligned.
Like,
a lot bit.
So you'll see it. You'll see it.
I have to see it. I mean, if it's intentional, it should be at least stylized in a certain way.
John, it bothered me so bad. And if it's intentional, they did a good job because it made me be like, nope.
Yeah, like this girl, there's something wrong with this girl. Yeah, so she's what? She's just like really sad. She's praying to the darkness beyond. She ends up accidentally summoning and communing demonic Krampus base. It's Krampus vibes. It's Krampus. She made a Christmas wish.
She did make a Christmas wish.
It came true in the most horrific way possible.
Right.
And she ends up getting sort of marked by
the beast,
by the Nosferatu that is Count Orlok. And then many years pass, and she is newly married to Nicholas Hoult, also face card.
Okay. Yeah, seriously.
It's pretty crazy.
His eyes are amazing. Also, he's tall.
He's tall.
So is Bill Skarsgard. Both of those two are past 6 foot. I think they're like 6'5", both of them.
Yeah.
There's tall people in this movie, which I think is amazing.
I know. And like
let the talls have their moment.
Let the talls have their moment, because you also need like those proportions of lanky to kind of make everything feel a little bit weird and stretched out.
Yes.
But I mean, tremendous.
Because Hollywood is notoriously short. Like, let's not, like, I'm sorry.
Caters
I love
to
a
the
short
tiny.
king. I love a short king and queen.
There is a tiny bias. There's a tiny bias. The
talls have some screen time, bitch.
And don't just ask us to get things from tall shelves.
Right. John's tall. I'm tall. We're tall. And we just let us have it.
Do you ever forget that you're tall?
No, every single day I'm like, God, why does my back hurt so much? And I'm like, because of my height.
All right, I'm tall. I sometimes forget. No, I all the time forget that I'm tall. All the time.
Yeah.
I don't see myself as a tall person. It's not really a part of my identity. But you're significantly taller than I am, so I get it.
I'm also see, the thing is though, is like, yes, you're tall, but also people look at me and they're like, did you play basketball? And I'm like, bitch, I'm gay. Of course I didn't.
You're like, did I play basketball?
Be like, okay, do these limp wrists look like they played basketball? Give me a break.
Yeah. Did you play basketball?
Like, does a bear shit in the woods? I don't know when it's there.
Yeah. That's pretty insane.
I don't know, but still, like, I'm glad that they're tall. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to let us go off the tracks. I'm going to let us run through this real quick so we can get to our favorite parts of this.
Okay, cool. So this movie is quite long.
It is. But I believe in your ability to, cut out the fat. Was there any?
You're going to have to help me.
Okay. How do I?
You're going to have to help me by just we're going to do a thing where, like,
do you want me to breeze through it?
I'm going to breeze through some. You're going to breeze through some. We're going to get through it together. Here we go.
Yes, we are. All right, everyone, you ready?
We're in Pittsburgh, not Pennsylvania.
Buckle up, sluts.
Germany.
We're in Pittsburgh, Germany.
We're in Pittsburgh, Germany, circa sometime in the Victorian age. I can't remember. And it is a bustling little metropolis of buildings and such. And Lily-Rose Depp, she's sad. And she is foreboding, and she's having some crazy ass nightmares that she keeps to herself. And she wakes up newlyweds with her Nicholas Hoult, and Nicholas Hoult's like, I have this amazing opportunity I'm going to go in for, just to like see if I can grab it and it's mine. And hopefully all goes well, because we're fine in this like pretty decent apartment, but I want so much more for our lives, and because it's all looking up gangbusters or something like that. And so he exits, and she's just like, drops the facade and she's sad.
She tells him, we have to say, before he does leave, she's like, please don't go. I had a dream, a nightmare where everybody at our wedding was dead. It was just only corpses in attendance, and something scary is waiting for you out there. Please don't go. And he's like, but bitch.
But I got to get Munty Hunty.
Yes.
And so he does go to work, and boy, she was right. He gets the job, and it's pretty unconventional and alarming, and he has no other opportunity but to say yes, which is, you're going to go. There's a person who wants to move here. He is from very far away. What was it? A 6-week horse ride?
It was forever away. I'm like, do horses even live that long?
He went through about 15 horses to get there.
Yes. And I was like, okay, that doesn't seem sustainable, but work.
Like, they don't have like supercharge stations somewhere along the way.
Yeah,
like crazy. So there was no place to plug in his horse. And and he goes there, and he has to take the new deed to this massively wealthy person in the middle of God knows where. And he knows it's going to be a perilous journey, and he goes on this journey. And along the way, he stays at the base of this village before going up to this castle where Count Orlok lives.
Please give me 30 seconds.
I need you to take all those 30 seconds.
This scene right here was one of my favorite scenes in a long time in any movie.
Whenever he arrives.
Yep.
It was really good.
I'm not even joking.
The photography, by the way, I know we're just glazing over it, but
I don't know how they did it in
this movie.
Like this
movie
glazed
right was all over me.
Oh, John.
Sorry.
It did.
Visually glazed.
So, okay. But this scene specifically, the way they were dancing, the weirdness of it, setting the actual tone. This scene sets the tone so perfectly. I have no other words.
He is in a world that is strange and bizarre to him.
So please continue, but I'm telling you, just the way it looked visually and the way it sets the tone was so good.
He's never seen people like this before. He's never seen another culture, essentially, other than his own Victorian one, ever in his whole life. And he's like introduced.
Well, he's never had 15 horses that he's had to ride all the way there.
He's never supercharged a horse before.
No.
So he gets to this town, and they're like, sorry about all that. What are you doing here? And then he's like, I am like gonna talk to this guy in that castle. And then they're like, no, you're not.
Pretty much.
And then he's like, yeah, but I'll also like pay double because I really need to do that. And it's like the whole reason I traveled like 6 weeks. And they're like, okay, you can stay here, but you can't say that name.
Also, yes, you are not saying that name here.
And by the way, we've been battling this vampiric force and shadow for generations. And we know all the ins and outs of how to keep this thing from consuming our brains.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then we see that whole world of them going through like blessing the windows with garlic. Also, no windows are open on the inside, so everything is smoky as fuck because they rely on fire. Yeah. But that was such a crazy detail. All the windows closed at all times. You cannot let it in. And doing all these things with like the rituals and offerings and things like that. And it was just like their full-time job is
to not die.
Is to not let Count Orlok's influence and shadow get in, like ruin their vibe. So essentially, and they've been doing it every day, all day for generations. Crazy.
It is. This scene's very cool.
Yeah. And there's so many cool, interesting details. Love it. And but he's like, okay, I'm gonna go up to the castle now, and shit gets weird.
He has that dream that he thinks he has a dream of.
Oh, right. Which one?
He witnesses them. He witnesses the townspeople impaling a vampire, and the corpse jolts and it vomits blood. And he wakes up in the morning thinking it was a dream, and he sees his shoes are all covered in mud. And he walks outside. Everyone in the town is gone.
Gonzies. And they're like, well, yeah.
His horse is gone. His 16th horse is gone. And he's like, what? Like, for real, ghost town.
Whenever he goes, so he starts up the mountain and hill, and he comes to a crossroads that looks like a cross, and the dreaminess and the surrealness ramps up exponentially, I would say. And
I'm so glad you said dreaminess, John.
Yeah,
because when I left this movie and I was talking to my brother, I said it felt like this movie was filmed like a nightmare. Because of the sleepwalking and the nightmares, it felt like you were watching a literal nightmare.
Yeah, well, if we can just like talk about that for a minute, because that was such an intentional tone thing to do. And it's also, and to introduce it at that moment in time, whenever Nicholas Hoult is getting picked up by the unmanned carriage.
Obsessed. I was obsessed with it.
Obsessed. Everything just like slows down. The color changes.
The color changes. It almost looks black and white. There's almost no saturation. It's the weirdest. It's so crazy.
It's the weirdest thing. And also the placement of objects and like the sense of time skews.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this is Nicholas Holt's experience of being in the shadow of the vampire and being, he's beyond the point of no return at this point.
Yeah.
And I thought he did that. The director did that so well.
He really did.
And also it's sort of like, and there's little moments throughout the movie where it like sort of, it abruptly cuts from that tone. And like, you see the reality of what's actually happening. And it's like literally just a gross ass reanimated corpse vampire, like sucking on somebody's chest.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, there's no romance or big gothic fairy tale. It's just this like thing.
It's just terror.
Yeah. But his like psychic influence is like creating Count Orlok's psychic influence is creating it's like driving that surrealness of the entire movie. Like,
it really feels like you're watching a nightmare. The way it cuts, the way everything, that one moment it spins, the way it transitions in one moment. I remember thinking the transition was so cool, but it also made me sick.
And it's disorienting.
It is disorienting. It's pretty wild.
Which is like, I think it was Robert Eggers' like visual way of like showing the weapon that Count Orlok uses, like his spells and like his influence over, like he can distort a person's reality.
Yes.
And so it's like all that was very much intentional. Like,
Vertigo.
Yeah.
Vertigo is what they should have named this movie, because it will give you that.
I feel like they should remake that movie, Vertigo.
Oh, yeah, I think they will.
But anyway,
with you at the helm.
Oh no.
Oh sure. Okay. No. Okay. We got to get back to this.
So
while this is happening, Ellen, played by Lily-Rose Depp, is now staying with her friend's family, and she is tripping balls, dude. Like, she is tripping balls for real. She's having seizures. She's having crazy dreams. And her friend and her friend's husband are like, we have to get this demonic bitch out of our house.
Yeah.
Like, we have impressionable young children here, but also let's call the doctor first, though.
Yeah, let's do our due diligence so we're not total nightmares. And so a regular old psychologist doctor guy, he comes on in and he's like, I don't really know what's wrong with her, but let's like keep her really drugged up with ether and like see what happens. And
John, the way he was like, let me give her more ether. I'm like,
yeah,
you guys were just out here. Truthfully,
a dose of ether was a very like not a very measured dose.
No. No, they were just like, I don't know. She's not doing great. Give her more.
Yeah, it was like he was like in the kitchen cooking. It was like,
right,
rules
like
really don't apply
salt,
here. Yeah, so she's being sort of kept in restraints and subdued while she's like freaking out and under this Count Orlok's spell. We do reveal that the real estate broker who sent Nicholas Hoult on this mission is fully cooked.
Oh, John, those brains were scrambled.
His brains have been scrambled. He is doing witchcraft and wizardry and also eating the heads off of pigeons and rats.
And he is one of Count Orlok's minions, which we didn't know.
Yeah, and he is like he is providing a lot of a service, a conduit, a pathway for Count Orlok to get into this town, so that he can. Count Orlok is doing all of this because he wants to be with.
He wants Lily-Rose Depp. Down. He wants to bone down with Ellen.
He wants to bone down, and he wants to do it forever and all of eternity.
Forever. Honestly, that face though.
That face. But what people don't know or realize is that whenever Count Orlok moves to your hometown,
you don't
a lot of
make it.
He brings a literal plague with him of madness and chaos and actual plague.
John, it's actually so cool that what follows him is literal death. Yeah. Not just in like this metaphorical sense. Like he is a fucking nightmare. He is a harbinger of death.
He can't be around people.
No,
it's impossible. I mean,
can you imagine him at parties?
Yeah. I mean, rats everywhere.
Just so many rats.
Rats everywhere, and people like kind of horny for it.
They're horny for death,
but they don't know why. And
no, they're like, no, please, please.
They might be
like, baby, please stick that rat so much further up me.
Yeah, stick that rat so far much further up me. Richard geared that thing into my beat. I think I might actually cut that one.
No. Okay. Keep it. Who cares?
Anyway, so Count Orlok is on his way. They say he's coming several times.
He's in a crate. They have him in a crate, and there's a massive wax, which I thought that was. I'm not gonna lie. That is a serve. He came full drag. He was like, "You are going to put a wax seal on my box, like I am a drag queen." People will know.
Welcome to the stage. Wax seal on my box.
No, seriously. So I kind of love that. And everybody on the ship that is bringing Orlok here doesn't realize the plague is coming with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're dying.
Yeah, they do figure it out, though, because they all die a terrible death.
John, do you think that ship was named the Demeter?
Oh, yes, I do.
Because
that was their last voyage.
It was the last voyage of the Demeter.
Before they...
Is that what that is? It's the Demeter, right? Because I was trying to place it, and I was like, this is literally the Demeter.
It's the Demeter. Well, I mean, this is all based on the...
Dracula, right?
On Bram Stoker's Dracula, yeah. That's the true source material.
Which is so crazy to me, because I was like, holy shit, that is what this movie is.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
So now I really have to go watch The Last Voyage, because I'm like, they're traveling this dude to Pittsburgh, Germany, or where Weisborg. I think they're in Weisborg.
Oh, something like that. Yeah.
It's not Pittsburgh, Germany anymore. It's Weisborg. But they're traveling there to take him in the Demeter movie to go bone down with Ellen. Mm-hmm. It's all tying together. This shit's crazy. But anyway.
Yeah. I mean, minus all the letter writing.
Minus all of the letters.
Minus all the letter writing. It doesn't happen here. And something that Lily-Rose Depp brings up at a certain point.
Yeah,
after. So Nosferatu, Orlok is in town, and it's very apparent that he is, because there are rats everywhere. A plague is upon them.
Yes. And there's corpses in the street.
Dogs nipping and eating at the corpses.
John, they were having a field day.
I was like, are those dogs eating rats, like ratters? Like, oh no, they're eating.
They've never eaten better. They're eating their owners.
Yeah, they're eating their owners, and they're eating dead horses. So madness, chaos ensues. So Orlok visits Lily-Rose Depp in the night.
Yes,
and he's like, so do you want to
He said,
like,
how do you like my mustache?
yeah. Yeah, like, do you not like my mustache? And
I
she's
made it
like,
extra bold and italics for you.
yeah. And she's not into that mustache.
No, at first she's like, ew. She's like, the voice does not match the face. Like, don't you hate that? That's why they have phone sex operators. Because like the voice is hot, but then the face is always like
Busted.
It is giving Orlock in this movie.
It's giving Orlock. It's he is a no face card.
He is. Listen, you know who he is giving a run for their money. He said, I see your bell tower and I
and I raise you this mustache.
And I raise you this mustache.
Sorry about it.
Yeah.
But so he gets pretty upset about it.
He's like, I will give you 3 days to fall in love with me, or I'm going to kill all of your friends.
But no, it's 3 days minus one, which is so unfair. He's like, he's calling all the shots.
And she's like, we barely met. Weird.
Yeah. I've known you my whole life and via Wi-Fi, my brain.
Yes. Like they're telecommunicating.
They've had an online relationship. She has fully been catfished.
Yeah.
And she's
this is a parasocial relationship, motherfucker, is what I would have said. Like, we don't know each other.
Right. Exactly. Like, you don't really know me. But then he's like, kind of like, but that's why I'm like here. So we can like really get to know each other. And you're like being a bitch about it.
He's like, don't you like how long my fingers are?
And she's like, yes, I do. But that mustache, honey. And yeah,
it's gotta go.
But so she rejects his advances and it's like, you're not gonna have me for eternity. And he's like, on the contraire, mon cher, I will have that for eternity.
Yeah.
And you got 3 nights to decide. And this is the first one, by the way. So you only have 2 more, by the way. And each night that you reject me, I'm gonna kill everyone you know and love. Sorry about it. And then she's like, game on, bitch.
She said, try me. And he's like, you fucking watch.
She's yeah. And he does follow up on his promises.
He wasn't lying. This is a cool scene. I want people to watch this because like those 2 little girls, they never saw it coming.
They never saw it coming. And I love it when this happens in movies.
So cool. That scene was so cool. I didn't see it coming. I was like, oh, work. Okay.
Like, we're doing this today, Robert Eggers. And I do love that. It is a callback to
cast them aside like garbage, like literal trash.
He was just like,
boop. I was like, okay, girl, stunning. This is stunning.
And whenever that happens, Lily-Rose Depp is like, oh, work. You actually don't value human life.
You meant it. You actually meant it. I'm so sorry.
See, I didn't think that they were going to be the first 2, but work.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, like, cover my best friend in rats. Cool.
Yes. Her best friend was devoured by rats. She got eaten by rats, got the plague, and then her twin daughters are mauled by Orlock. And then she dies.
Because she discovers it happening, the mom.
Yep.
And then the funeral happens, and then it eventually...
Immediately. John, it happened immediately.
I was like, they had them on speed dial.
Which I didn't understand. I was like, so it was supposed to be 3 days, like a literal 3 days, or like...
Literal 3 days. Literal 3 days.
Because the funeral happened, it was like that day.
Well, here's the thing. So there is a tradition.
Those were hot coffins, though. I'm not going to lie.
I loved those coffins.
Those coffins were serving, and they should have been in the credits. We do this all the time. Those coffins should have been in the credits.
Yeah, beautiful wood child coffins.
I was obsessed with those coffins.
I was the design. I'm telling you.
Right.
But, so
they were serving body, yaddy, yaddy.
What I think was happening. What I think was happening was they were in the midst of a plague, and they were like, you know dying. What? We got to get our end of life plan together. And I think during those times, this all conjecture, all speculation, but it makes sense to me in my head. Yeah. I think they were massively wealthy people.
They were.
I think they have like they already have their plot in the cemetery all bought and paid for.
They did. They had the crypt. They had a literal crypt.
Yeah, they're like, should anything happen to our dear children, where we're living in a time where plagues do exist, we got. I think death was sort of in the collective unconscious,
always
on the mind of people. It's like, you know what, we need to have these things in place.
Always.
Anyway, but I mean, like, is it so hard to just run out and get a gorgeously stunning child casket in Germany at those times? I don't know.
I mean, I guess it can't be, because that really was stunning. I'm like, how did they have them exactly the size of those?
Yeah,
I guess all kids are the same size if you really break it down.
If you really just stuff them in a casket, they're all the same size.
I mean, we don't even know how much of them was left after Orlok was done with them. So you could have probably thrown them in something you got from Temu.
Yeah, they were just fully drained of blood, just little limp noodles that you can just like roll up.
You just roll them up.
And then dip them in a sauce and take a little bite.
Honestly, they're like a mattress in a box. You know how when you buy a mattress and you unroll them,
you're like, oh, they put that
reverse. But in reverse, they were the process of being put in.
Count Orlok was the air suction device.
He was, yes.
Flatten them out.
So Lily-Rose Depp. So Ellen's friends are all dead except for the husband, who at this point now has weird scars on his face. He's getting boils, and in the cemetery, he's like, "Get away, you witch, because you did this." And then he goes. So then he goes into the crypt. The husband, who was letting Lily-Rose Depp's character hold up in their house and bring demons with her, he goes in there and fucks his dead wife and then dies of the plague.
Yeah, but we realize his mind was under the influence of Count.
Yes,
Orlok.
the shadow. So
that's what he does for you. Brings darkness upon your soul.
He does.
It's cursed.
And he really does. He goes and bones down with his dead wife and then dies of the plague.
Yeah, because whenever Count Orlok gets into your mind, you get horny for rats.
You're horny for rats. I mean, you can't live without them.
Yeah. So we're in the last act of this whole movie, and Willem Dafoe has been here a long time.
We didn't bring him up. He's weird the whole time. He's great. Don't get me wrong, but he is fucking weird.
He's into witchcraft and wizardry. He studied at Hogwarts, and he's here to play.
Yes, and he did.
He's like, you know what? I get it, Lily-Rose Depp. I understand your concern. You feel that you are the only one who can lift this curse of Count Orlok, and it's you alone. And I'm going to help you in that journey. And I'm going to distract your husband and this weird doctor guy who's just like third wheeling it. And why
was that doctor there?
We are going to go on a fake mission while you get busy with that Count Orlok, and you lift this curse for yourself, because I believe you. And I know that for you to be true. And you do you, girl.
Yeah, he said, honestly, Orlok's going to finger blast you to the moon, bitch. So get with it. Those fingers, you're going all the way to space, whore.
Yeah. They're going in one way and they're coming out your mouth.
And you know what? And she said, sounds hot.
And she's like, work, bitch. So while Nicholas Hoult is on a wild goose chase with Willem Dafoe, Lily-Rose Depp calls out to Count Orlok on the final night
via a plastic cup attached to string.
Plastic cup attached to string. She summons him to her court, to her bedchamber, and she's just like,
let's do this.
Work me out.
She said, you got rigor mortis, right?
Yeah.
We can go all night. We can go all night.
We can go all night. And then boy, do they ever.
What do they ever.
And they do that because Count Orlok cannot resist.
With his maggoty back.
It's pretty gross, dude.
He looked disgusting. He was literally a decomposing body.
Yeah, it's no Twilight vampire.
He is not cute. He's not covered in diamonds and crystals, girl. He is covered in for real maggots. Like,
yeah. It's just, I don't know what's going on down there.
Rotting flesh upstairs, like on his head. I'm like, you can see his skull.
I know. And we get a good look at it. And the carpet matches the drapes.
John, he has the dinkiest legs. Have you ever seen chicken legs?
He's got some chicken legs.
They were not hot. I'm like,
yeah, he's missed leg day for about a millennia.
Leg day. I don't know her.
Doesn't know her. Yeah, he's all top, no bottom.
It is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah. He looks like a top.
He is a 12-foot skeleton that you buy for Halloween.
So he sinks his little teeth into her, and he can't get enough of Lily-Rose Depp's sweet, juicy blood, and it's her power.
It is her power.
So the other dudes, they demolish his escape into a coffin access denied, and the sun rises, and he's like, wait, how long have I been here? And Count Orlok turns into a full-on corpse.
Full-on corpse. I did love the way his eyes were bleeding, because Lily-Rose Depp was like, you can drink all of my blood, but you're not leaving this bed. You are not leaving this bed. I don't care if you drain me.
Yeah.
Which he does.
Yeah, he does. The sun touches him, lifts the curse of the vampire, of the Nosferatu, and he dies. And
again,
for real this time.
For realsies, not for playsies.
But what's also not for playsies is, he did take a lot of that Lily-Rose Depp blood. She ain't coming back.
No, he took all of it. He drank her.
He drank every little bit, last drop, and she falls into death. And then Nicholas Hoult comes, sees the whole thing, and he's like, "Damn, girl, you did it. You went there.
You done went and did it."
And then Willem Dafoe comes in with a bunch of flowers,
lilacs,
lilacs even, and he throws them on their dead bodies. And he's like, "The curse has been lifted. This is amazing, right?" And he's like, "I actually knew the entire time that she was going to die, by the way."
He's like, we actually orchestrated this.
Yeah, I didn't really say it out loud to her, but I pushed her in the right direction. So you're welcome, everyone.
Good luck finding someone that hot again.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
He did it because he was jelly, dude. He was green with envy. He was I gotta kill that bitch.
He's like, I could never have a face like that.
He's like, you know what? She's serving too much face. We have to get rid of it.
She's upstaging me.
I am the queen in this town.
He is the queen in this town.
He said, Weisborg, no. This bitch has to go because I own this town.
Weisborg, more like Deadborg for you, Lily-Rose Depp. And yeah, the movie ends right there.
The movie ends.
How did you feel about it?
I fucking love this movie.
It's a really good movie.
I love this movie. Aside from that dress scene, which I can look past, and it has to be intentional. There's no way.
You're going to have to fast forward it every time you watch the movie.
It's got to be intentional. And in my head, I was thinking, okay, I understand. This is like this was 1838. Okay. There's no way they could have had this right all the time. It's totally fine. I tried to write it off for real. I was like, no. It's okay.
There's a story behind it. There has to be. It cannot be a creative oversight because there's too much detail in this, and meticulous detail in this movie.
There really is. I truly believe I can't let it bother me, but I do. I look at the costumes I do.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what we need to do here on Mean Girls Interrupted?
Wait, no. Before we do, tell me what you thought.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, we need to reach out to the costumers, the costume designers, costume team, whatever, of Nosferatu, and interview them and ask them these hard-hitting questions.
But also the costumes really were so good. I don't even care. Outside of that little thing that I saw, even that dress was stunning. I was like, everybody looks so good. Even gorgeous. Willem Dafoe and that weird, crazy tiered thing that he had. And I was like
a duster, a thingy. Yeah.
Is this Yorgos Lanthimos?
I know, right? Are we like poor thingsing?
It looked Poor Things. It was good. The
Well,
costumes were
also
good.
both from the same era. Like,
They were.
yeah. But no, there was like definite stylizations going on in this
Style was
costumery.
good.
Because Nicholas Holt's like traveling frock, I'm like the the shoulders, the high
Yeah.
shoulders and the long
Yeah.
body. I was like, a body. It
Yeah.
looks so good.
Yeah. What I thought of this movie, good. This movie's good.
I also thought good. I thought good. And Lily-Rose Depp,
I was pleased.
Good.
Yes.
You acted the house down boots. I didn't know a person could move like that.
Me either. So Rose and Thorn. I mean, what's your Rose? What's your Thorn? If you have a Thorn, you don't have to have a Thorn. Nobody, you guys, sometimes there's not a Thorn.
Well, my rose would be, I would actually call it a lily and a rose and a Depp.
Yes.
Yes. She was the whole thing for me. I mean, I think she really, for me, upstaged even like all the directing and the stuff.
The cast was really stunning, though. Like they couldn't have cast this better.
All
like
very
even
solid.
Emma Corrin, dude. Emma Corrin, like she was in it briefly, but anytime she was in a scene, even when she was in her scene, like she is good.
Yeah, she's there. They're there.
They are there.
So I think yeah, like you couldn't go wrong with a cast like that, obviously.
No, the cast is great. Thorn, do you have a Thorn?
Oh, I wanted 2 child vampires.
Yeah,
I wanted it to go there. I know it's like maybe schlocky.
Kirsten Dunsting it.
Because like they Count Orlok could have like made that happen.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't have known. And then we could have gotten a cool child vampire thing.
Yeah.
We need another one of those in the canon and not be Abigail. You know what I mean?
Ew, dude.
I'm sorry I brought it up. Abigail was fully horrible.
That movie was not good. Everybody tried. I'm sorry. You guys, you did. You all did.
It's nobody's fault. It's no one's fault.
You were all perfect. Exactly. You did what you had to do.
The cast strong, filmmaking strong. It just wasn't
balls.
It just wasn't it. I'm sorry. No one is to blame. Everybody did a phenomenal job doing the best at what they do.
We are not going to sit here and roast you.
No, but
did not like the movie one bit.
Damn. I'll blame the studio. Abigail
was not good.
Yeah. But Nosferatu,
on the other hand, good.
Good. It was very good. It was Das Good.
Das Boot.
Oh, this makes me want Gouda so bad.
Does it?
Yes.
Have some.
No. What is you, Rose?
My rose would be. Listen, it's hard because we can only pick. If I had to pick just one, thing for my rose, which I'm going to do, the movie, like visually, it's striking.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is. And I don't use that word.
I'm sure we've used it a million times.
Have we?
Uh-huh.
It really is.
It is visually striking on purpose, even.
It's like, you guys, it's like really good. It's like so good to look at. Obviously, cast and everything aside, but I was like eating while I was watching this movie. I was like, yes.
A visual feast of the eyes, obviously.
Except for the parts where, and this is where we get to my thorn, where it was a little too dark, where I was like, this Game of Thrones season final?
I didn't
dark.
I don't know what your theater was all about, but I thought.
Did you never have moments that were like too dark?
I loved it.
You did?
I loved it.
There were parts where I was like, if we were to pause the scene, take it into Photoshop, and we look at the clippings.
There was something wrong with your screen then.
Where it was clipped, I was like, it's too black.
No.
Too much. Okay, maybe there was catch. You did me dirty.
There was something wrong with your screen, your projection, something, because we saw it at AMC, as you do.
And there weren't moments where it was too dark.
No, I could recognize that the what they were trying to achieve was they are in the dark and it's pretty dark, but
Yeah.
I could see exactly there was never a point where I couldn't see something that
Okay.
was
For
meant to
me,
be that was meant to be seen. Yeah.
Okay. There had to have been some. Okay. So maybe my thorn is only because I went to Fat Cats.
Yeah. There was never a moment where I was like,
but the seat was so comfortable.
I know.
It was so comfortable. Fuck you, Fat Cats. I won't be going back.
Do they give you food while you're
I might actually go back. No, but you can buy it and take it in if you want.
Oh, nice.
So, but I didn't. I actually had fish and chips before, and it was quite delicious.
That sounds so good. I'm so
It was
hungry.
Seriously so good, dude. Fish and chips. Well, that's because we've been yapping all of our calories off of our bodies.
I just had a double espresso from my fancy ass mug, featuring mug.
Featuring mug. I love
that
on. Mug.
Before we go and do things or whatever, I have to show you something.
Oh, yes.
So there was a late birthday / Christmas present that Dax got me.
Oh, okay.
And it arrived today.
Wait, hold up. Give me 1 second. Show me in 2 seconds. I have to do this.
What is it?
Oh, it's just it was just me typing and not being able to do it correctly. But yes. Okay. Show me, please.
Okay. So I mean, whenever this ends up on our visual medium, you can see it, but it's this. You see? It says the thing.
Gosh.
Is this inverted? Because does it say the
it's
thing?
Not inverted. It says the thing.
Yeah. So it's
John, the packaging's amazing.
It's the thing.
Can I see the inside of that?
Yes.
I have to see that, girl.
So it's the same. It's the NECA company.
Is that the one that you worked on?
No, but this is like you know how I got you the girl Gremlin?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So whenever whenever I bought that, I saw this figure, the special figure from commemorating the Dog and the Thing movie. I passed on this for reasons unknown, and I couldn't stop bringing it up every once in a while. And Dax, I was like, I should have got it. It's probably not there anymore. Should have got it. So this was not there anymore whenever he went to go get it for me as a gift, as a surprise. And he tracked one down, and here it is.
Oh, I must.
So it opens like such. This is the action figure all assembled in one of its configurations.
Wow.
One of its configurations. And then here are all the pieces.
Wait, when I said the thing, my brain immediately went to Swamp Thing. And when I saw that, I was like, that's not in the Swamp Thing. No, that's amazing.
Not Swamp Thing, but
the Thing.
Yeah, the Thing from the original The Thing from back in the day. And have you seen the sequence where the dog changes?
Yeah.
This is it.
That's it. I know. That's all. It's like, that's the dog. Like,
so it has
the original dog in there.
Yeah, because you can configure it into its many metamorphoses. Because in the movie it has stages. So it has regular.
I love
it has the cursed dog that's just like eerily watching, and then it has these here. All these. There's a bunch.
Oh my
of pieces,
gosh! Yes, that's
a bunch of pieces in the back, and then here's other configurations, but. So you can do a configuration where the dog face is has its skin peeling back.
That's so cool.
It's so cool.
That's actually so cool.
I was extremely excited.
That's a good gift.
It's so good. And I couldn't stop thinking about this thing.
I'm so glad you got it.
Like over a year ago. And then
you have it.
And then we were watching the thing it was like a nice November it's very cold movie.
Like a little treat.
Yeah. And then I was like, once the scene happened, I was like, man, I should have gotten that fucking dog. And that was the last time I mentioned it. And here it is.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
He listens. He listens.
Okay. A good thing about him, he listens.
Okay. So here's I'm going to ask you this.
Yeah.
So out of 10 maggoty Orlocks chilling in that coffin, dick out, What would you give? What would you give this?
Calls out. Um, so I would give it a 9.
9.
For sure.
Got it.
An absolute celebratory a 9. And an emphatic 9. 9's the house down.
Yeah.
Mama. And it's just, just full on. I can see this getting like so many Oscars, like it's crazy. And if Lily-Rose Depp doesn't get nominated for an Oscar for this movie, I will just assume that everybody still hates her for doing The Idol.
No. I'll watch it and we'll decide whether or not she's getting an Oscar.
Okay, cool. I don't know. I don't know. People in their stigmas, you know what I mean?
People do have stigma, but who cares? Like, does it even matter? I don't think so.
No, probably not. But anyway, so Travis, 1 out of 10, 10 being the best.
Yeah.
And 1 being the crappiest.
Not the best.
Not the bestest. Okay, out of 10, I got it. Yeah. Okay, out of 10 angry, hungry wolves bursting into your hotel room, trying to eat you and forcing you to jump out of a very tall tower into a freezing river.
Yep.
How many of these would you get?
I'm right there with you. I was going to give it a 9. You gave it a 9, and that's what I was going to give it.
A 9.
So there we go. But I have some reviews. We have our Rotten Tomatoes, and then we're going to close out because we're not going to do too many.
Do it.
But hit Rotten Tomatoes score. Would you like to know what the score is?
Yes.
Let me give you the score.
It's like 5.
So the tomato meter, it's 85%, and the popcorn meter is a 75%. I don't know if that's I don't know why the audience didn't like it, but
they just wrapped their first. They're going into their second weekend, so I think there's still room for improvement meter wise, but off to a good start. But I mean, I can see how audiences would be like, you know what, I saw it and it wasn't for me.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So here is, I'm going to give you 2 reviews. You're getting a splat and a tomato. Okay.
Give me the splat.
You want the splat first?
Splat all over my face.
Okay. Michael Ward from Should I See It? At 132 minutes, Eggers runs out of fresh ingredients to make his blood-soaked tale of eroticism, vampiric horror, and lustful possession have much flavor. So I don't know.
Just a totally baseless claim, by the way.
Yes, exactly. So, and then we're going to give you the tomato. So who do we want to pick? Oh, we'll just go with Brian Besessi from the Horror Movie Club podcast.
Ooh.
Gives it, the meticulous style of Robert Eggers is a perfect fit for a remake of the 1922 classic. The film's visual aesthetic and dialogue make this feel like a work of art that stands on its own 2 clawed feet. I actually agree 100% with that. No joke. Like, I agree
100.
Because them tying in those elements from the original with like the shadows and everything. Mm-hmm. And it just felt like art. It really felt like you were watching art. It was cool.
Every frame, every movement of the camera had a purpose, something. It was always there making you feel a certain way. And it was executed so gorgeously, so gracefully, so morbidly, so macabrely. It was good.
Oh my God. Hold up. Okay. Last one.
Did you get a good one?
This is from the Boston Globe. This is from Odie Henderson. No. But once I got a full look at Bill Skarsgard as the gaunt count with his bushy mustache, all I could think was he looks like Dr. Robotnik from Sonic the Hedgehog.
He did not.
I swear to God.
Is that real?
That's real. This is
Boston
literally.
Globe agrees.
Yes. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh. Is this not already a meme?
I'm not going to lie. His mustache was crazy, but for real, it did work. Like, it worked on the character. I don't know how they managed. It worked on the character.
It totally worked on the character. I am not saying that at all, but that is Dr. Robotnik.
He was giving Dr. Robotnik.
Bald head, crazy stash.
Yeah.
Hooked nose, big old chin and jaw.
Yeah.
That is Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik.
It is.
Crazy.
So You guys, we might have big plans for this podcast. We're not sure yet. We're going to sleep on it.
We're going to sleep on it. But more to come. If
nothing changes, then you'll never know what we're talking about.
Exactly. And happiest of New Year's to you, Travis.
Yes. Happiest of New Year's to you, John. I'm so glad that we're moving into 2025, continuing this. It's fun. It's a wild ride for us, and we love it. We love to do it for you guys. So leave us a review and give us 5 stars. Even if you hate us, just give us 5 stars and then go away.
Yeah, it's not much effort, and we implore you to do so because it does help a small business. It's the easiest way to help a small business. You don't got to do much.
You guys, we have to pay for this ourselves. Both John and I have money invested into this bitch. And so we need you to just give us 5 stars because we love this. And we're going to try and be here every week, you know?
Yeah. So you can even do it right now. We're going to walk you through it. What you're going to do
scroll
is
down
whatever podcast medium you are platform you are
listening to. The first step is pull your head out of your butthole.
Step 1, do what Travis just said. Step 2, scroll where you see all the ratings and stuff. Ignore all the bad ones, and then you see all those little stars.
Yeah.
You tap the 5th star.
Yeah.
Tap the 5th star and give us a 5-star review. And then if you want to leave a little bit of words, all you have to do is put like a bunch of emojis or mustache exclamation point, all caps. You can even spell it out. All caps mustache.
Yes.
Misspell it if you want. It doesn't matter.
Whatever. We don't even care if you know how to spell. Give it to your toddler. Let them punch at your keyboard.
Exactly. And then now press submit. And we're done.
And you're good.
And we're done. And you did it.
The last step is go to bed knowing you did something good for the world.
You did something good for the world, and the world did something terrible for you.
Yes, it did.
But anyway, Travis, so much fun.
Always.
And I'm just gonna have to see you at the movies.
Roll the credits. Roll the credits, Orlock, you Pringles can having mustache looking bitch. Bye.
Goodbye.